Is he driving and on the video?
Nope. Nah, my wife's
Ro-
driving.
Oh, I thought Archie's going to take over for you.
Yeah.
I would have liked her to be in the video. Then it'd be like, we'd have more views.
She'd be just talking shit about me.
Nah, she's been like, he fishes too much.
I wish that were the case, but it's not.
Hey, what shirt you got on there, Rashawn? Mandalorian?
Yeah, I didn't feel like putting nothing else on.
Man, you a old Boba Fett guy though. You
Yeah.
old.
Oh,
You know Mandalorian.
Tell him we like Mandalorian. So, yeah. Who we got? Oh, we got 13 people on.
All
Somebody
right.
said, what ladies? Okay, so somebody called us ladies.
What?
I don't know. All right. How do we want to start this? Let's kick this off. All right, so Joe, shit, you know more than I do. I did all the logistics.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I'll hit one
Go ahead,
thing
Steve.
really quick, just in case I gotta hop off here, because I'll have to hop off in like 15 minutes. So the one thing I just want to get out right out of the gate for everybody who signed up, thank you, man. Like straight up, thank you for helping to support the cause that we're trying to go to right now with Heroes in the Water. So before we get into all the questions, and make sure you ask them now, this is the opportunity. Just want to say thanks for signing up, man. We really appreciate it. But that I would get that off top, and then we can answer questions, dive all into it. But Joe, yeah, it's all yours, brother.
awesome. Thanks, Steve, man. And yeah, we know you've been busy, man, and we know you're still busy. So if you got to break away, by all means, and 100%, yeah. Thanks for everybody for joining in on the tournament and participating. But I just need maybe like 5-7 minutes. It's just a quick rundown is what I normally do. And if there's anything else Tommy or Rashawn want to add, that's really all what I consider a captain's meeting is just kind of going through the list again. Those of you that haven't taken the time to read what the rules are, I just ask that you do that on your own. I'm not going to harp on anything for very long. I don't think Tommy or Rashawn are either. We just want to make sure everybody understands that there has to be some set of rules, so it is a fair game. But most of you have done competition fishing already. You've done it in a virtual setting. You've done it through Fishing Chaos, so I don't expect too many of the competitors. I looked at the list of names, and I think I know pretty much almost everyone has done tournaments. So nothing new. And nothing too strict. I would tell you right now, this is a charity event. This is for fun. This is to make some money for a great cause. No one's really here going to twist anybody's arm about who's messing up what. There's a little bit of that going on in the virtual kayak fishing community right now, and I definitely don't want that in our club. So we're not going to bring any of that up. But for real, there are some rules we want you to start out and to remember. And the first one is be safe. And that's the number one rule I always start out with is you have to have your flotation device on. So you have to wear that. That's part of competition fishing across our nation. And there's no tournament out there that says you can't wear that you don't have to wear one. That's nothing new. So just make sure you got your flotation device on your PFD. So that's what I start out with. The other part about fishing in the summer is always everyone needs to think about hydrating and making sure that you're not a dummy and partying it up tonight and then going out there. I haven't really been watching the weather. I don't know if you guys have. I don't know how hot it's supposed to be. Either way, it's still August, and I would be prepared to be hydrated. And hydrating is not drinking tomorrow. It's drinking today. For those of you, you military guys know that. If you're drinking tomorrow to hydrate for tomorrow, you're a little bit behind. So you need to start drinking tonight and stay hydrated. So yeah, those are the two big safety things I want to get out there. Just real quick through the list of things that are going to be required of you. Obviously the start times, make sure that you're reading through the start times and when lines are in. Right now we've got lines in at what time is it, Rashawn? I'm looking.
Was it 6?
I think we had 6.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I don't want to speak out of turn. Where is it? I know we put it in the list.
Line's wet, 6 a.m.
There it is. Okay, yeah, 6 a.m. Yeah, so
Yep, 6.
So yeah, launching in earlier than 6 a.m. by all means do so, because we don't want to crowd the ramp. We know Slavins is a small ramp; it's going to get crowded. So get out on the water. Just don't go fishing yet. Wait till 6. You can't submit any fish until then. So make sure that you're out there and you're doing the safety checks on your boats and make sure you have everything that you're supposed to have before you push off away from the ramp. So make sure you have enough time to do that. Another thing I'd mentioned in kind of along with that is tonight you might want to look at charging your cell phone and make sure that thing's charged all day today, because that's your communication device while you're on the water during the tournament, not only for safety reasons but to submit your fish and make sure that you're communicating through the app well enough and have, or at least have some type of auxiliary battery charger to charge your stuff while you're on your kayak. But I like to throw it out there because I've forgotten to charge my stuff before, and luckily enough, it didn't die on me, but it was pushing it and it caused for even more anxiety, even though there's already enough anxiety during competition fishing. So charge your cell phones when you're pushing out on the water. Make sure you've got everything you need to communicate with everybody. So lines in at 6. Fish your hearts out. We're going to have a good time. All of the eligible waters is going to be what is known as the Mattawoman Creek area. So if you push out past the Mattawoman Creek area into the Potomac River, you're going to be beyond boundaries. So we didn't draw you a line in the map. We didn't think we needed to. If someone has a question, please reach out to myself or to any other teammates, and we'll kind of figure out what that line is. But I don't think we're going to have too many competitors out that far into the Potomac doing bass fishing, especially when if those of you who fish Mattawoman, most of the good fishing is going to be a little bit further in. So, but anyway, there are boundaries as far as entering the Potomac River and what Mattawoman Creek is. So that leads me to my next point is going to be any public launch access is going to be eligible for you to launch from. You don't have to launch from Slavins. There's what's the other ramp called? I think it's Sweden's Point.
Sweden's Point, and you got Smallwood. Oh, it's a Smallwood State Park too, but that's a long paddle if you want to.
Yeah. So there's a few other ones other than Slavin. Slavin seems to be the most popular, but by all means, those are public launches. You may use those if you choose. Any fee or any charge that area may charge you, that is on you as a competitor. It's not part of your fee as far as entering the tournament. So make sure you check to see, and make sure you have cash. That's another one. A lot of guys sometimes forget cash. If you're paying at a cash launch, I think Sweden's might be one. You have to have cash with you. So things to remember. Another point I'm going to make is there is an option on Fishing Chaos. So once 6 o'clock rolls around, or any earlier or any later, once you're on the water, you have to click that "I'm on the water" button. That's for safety reasons and for insurance reasons through KBF, since we are an ambassador club. So please make sure you do that. If not, you're going to get probably an email from myself or Rashawn or Tommy or Steve saying, "Hey, can you check in real quick? We know you're out there." Don't forget to check in on the app. The GPS option on your phone needs to be turned on. I don't know how to turn it off. And I always hear people, other captains meetings, they always say that. So there must be a way to turn it off. I don't know how to turn it off. But if yours is off, you need to turn it on so that when you submit your photo and your submission in Fishing Chaos, it shows us that you're on eligible waters. All right, moving down quickly. This is a bass tournament, is the main event with a snakehead side pot and a big bass side pot. This is a 5 fish limit, 12-inch minimum fish. Our eligible measuring devices. We are promoting Catch because Catch is the national standard for most virtual bass tournaments in today's world. It's one of the better boards. It's hard to finagle or cheat on is why it's one of the better boards and why it's used so often. But the other boards are available to use during this tournament. So we do not technically have a regulation on what board you're going to use. But with that said, there is a side pot prize if you are a place winner and using a catch board. And we talked about that in other lives, and we can get into that a little bit later. But right now I want to get through just these basic rules. So yeah, the snakehead payout is going to be what those Calcutta pays in were. You're going to get that 100% back, whoever the winner is, and same with the big bass. Whoever put in for the big bass, that pot of money is going to go to the biggest bass winner. And we don't want to talk about the liability stuff. If you do, we can get into that a little bit. There's some red tape. If you're new to Fishing Chaos and new to competition fishing through Fishing Chaos, you have to have submitted a waiver with us, and you can do that through the app. There's a link in the description in the tournament, and there's also a W-9 form for taxes, and that's in case if you do win cash, we have to pay you, so there has to be a way to do that legally. But if you don't figure that out, again, just reach out to us. We'll talk about that and how to do those things. Okay, what am I missing, guys?
All right. Frogs. This is not legal. If you understand, this is not a hollow body. Somebody asked me about a mouse. These are legal. Somebody asked me about the mega frogs because Steve was catching fish on it, and they was like, "I want to be like Steve." So this is not legal.
We all do.
It's a hard bait. So I just wanted to give you an idea. So it has to be a traditional hollow body.
That's a great point, Rashawn. I'm going to go ahead and read that too.
Okay.
So if you haven't read, I'm going to read it for you. So the term hollow body is a lure typically made of soft material with a hollow body.
Yep.
It is a topwater presentation. So the lure is intended by the manufacturer that made it to be buoyant and designed to be presented on the top of the water. And then the third point you have to reach with your lure is a weedless application. So the lure must be a weedless design by the manufacturer that created it with a single or double stationary upward or downward facing hook. So if you take those three things and you apply that to any lure, then you're in. But as you can see, if you hold that Mega Frox thing back up, those hooks were exposed. They were not intended to be weedless. It's not a soft body. So there's already starts eliminating that it can't be used. And if you start applying those three things to the lure that you're choosing to use, you're going to end up with a topwater frog. So last but not least, what is a frog? So we kind of spelled that out a little bit as well. The term frog is a general term, not limited to an actual frog, size, color, or shape. It's an imitation toad, sunfish, duck, bird, rat, or any other creature that can be grouped into a category is going to be considered the frog style of bait. So frog doesn't have to look like a frog. It can look like a duck. It just has to have those three things. That's an application of it.
Yeah, trying to find something that I have other than that. I know I got something.
I know we got a few questions coming in the chat.
Yeah, I'm
Awesome.
answer them. So Slavens doesn't charge at all, and you can park on the street. I would just make sure you put everything and secure it like anywhere. I'm not saying nobody's gonna steal it, but you know what I mean. So here you go. It's another good example.
There you
go. Let's go on the questions.
I think someone asked about like a Stanley top toad.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is. That is a hollow body.
Yep.
The Stanley
hollow body, soft plastic, weedless.
Yep. It is a hollow body, so you can use a Stanley top toad.
Yep.
Somebody else said, let's see what he asked. Here we go. Where do we measure on the app? Do we need a trough? Yes, you do.
Yes. Yeah, the trough is needed, I believe, with Fishing Chaos. I mean, if you still take the photo outside of the app, you can still use that photo inside the app, but you can take the photo from inside the app as well. Is that right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So, but you can't use a measuring tape. You got to be a trough style board, and any board that's trough style you can use.
That's right.
We didn't restrict that because a lot right now, so because this is a regular charity tournament.
Mm-hmm.
What else is there? Questions?
So we could actually, that's a great point to kind of fall into there.
I'll be right back. I'll get that too.
Yeah. So Thomas, so measuring the fish, we can talk about that real quick. So for Thomas's question, if you don't have Fishing Chaos and you can't go in and read the description of kind of how it talks about how to measure a fish, and there's actually a few links there that we've got Steve demonstrating how to measure fish. Those are great videos to watch. We can actually probably post those links if you don't have Fishing Chaos and you're still on the fence with joining and getting in the tournament. But for bass fishing on and using a bump board, so I just need everyone to remember that there are rules to how you measure a bass that are going to be different for my snakehead guys out there that are normally using a lip gripper in the face of the fish. So for bass, you don't use a lip gripper because it's unnecessary. So what that means is that the face of the fish has to be bumped up against the fence of the bump board, and the mouth has to be closed. Even the smallest gap of a largemouth bass, mouth being open, can add quarters of inches. So whether you believe it or not, trust me, it does. Test it out someday. You keep the mouth a little opened, and the fish grows to the left, or to the right. And so make sure the mouth is closed, nose pressed up against the fence of the fence of the bump board. You are allowed to lay your hand on the bass to hold it down. Do not cover the gills and do not cover the back end of the tail. Just keep your hand in the middle. If you, again, go on the description, there is an example picture of where your hand placement is preferred to be. If you're doing anything else, it just looks weird. It looks like you're doing something to the fish that's unnecessary. But all in all, it's not easy. It's very easily done. I actually typically take pictures of the fish without my hand on it. I will get a good photo with my hand on it so I don't lose the fish or lose the photo. But once I have that and I've secured it, I will remove my hand and actually take a photo with my hand off of it so there's no question. So if you're able to do that, I can't say everybody can. That's the preferred way to submit your photo without your hand on it. But just make sure that the fence is all the way up against the bump board, tails laid flat up along the bump board, and get your most measurement. And Steve, you want to add anything to that?
I don't think so. I think you hit it pretty good, dude. I know someone else asked how do you submit a catch on the Fishing Chaos app.
Okay.
Once the tournament's live, on the tournament page at the top, you should have a button up there that says submit catch. And that's how you're going to go ahead and submit that catch, okay? That's where you put in the photo, all the other information. There's not a lot of information to enter in there, to be honest. It's not much at all, but there should be a button at the top that says submit catch. Oh, and the printout for the label, fellas, you want to dive into that?
Oh, absolutely. So the code's already out. We had that set to be released right at 7, I think. So it came out right when the live started. So the code's out. We asked that it be printed on a piece of paper or written on a piece of paper. It just can't be written on your hand or your arm. We have provided print identification cards in the app. There's a link for the ones that we would prefer you to use. But if you don't have the access to print those out, by all means, put it on a 3x5 card or something of that size. And that card should not be laid on the fish. I'll just kind of add that in there. It just needs to be in the photo and around the photo, not blocking the measurement at all and not touching or on the fish at all. It just needs to be in the photo, either above or below or beside the fish. That's just another kind of standard that is practiced, is not laying the card on the fish. So I hope that answers your question. If not, reach out to us and we'll make sure you get a card that you can write the code on.
Yeah, we have one provided in the rules.
Yep.
Actually, what I think I might do is I might print some out and hand them out at the launch in the morning, because Rashawn and I will be there.
Good deal. And when it comes to just a good practice for you guys out there, when you want to start fishing these kind of tournaments, number one, take like a little sandwich bag, like a little Ziploc sandwich bag or something like that, just to protect it so that it doesn't get wet and get smudged to the point you can't read it, something like that. And it doesn't hurt just to carry like a Sharpie and an extra card with you, because, it's possible you could be out there on the water, the fish freaks out, knocks it in the water, or maybe you don't even notice it if it goes over the side. It's just good to have some spares on hand if you need them.
Absolutely. Yeah. Especially there was some weather predictions for Saturday, but I think they've moved on. I think it's kind of pushed out away from, so we're going to have some good weather, I hope.
Yeah, last I checked it was looking pretty good. So I'm pretty excited for it because, I saw it. Last I checked, it was not bluebird skies. Like I saw we had to have at least some cloud cover out there, and that's what you want topwater fishing, is to have at least some intermittent cloud cover. So I'm pretty excited to see that.
Yes.
And Chris, no, it's not a specific launch that you have to use down there. Like you can use Slavins. Like if it's on Mattawoman, you're pretty much good to go. Hey, but gentlemen, I got to bump out of here. I got to go. If y'all don't know, all y'all watching, I'm working right now, so I got to hop out of here to a meeting really quick. But I just want to say thanks again to everybody. It's like we weren't sure what kind of turnout we were going to get, and I'm very happy with the turnout that we have so far. And again, I can't say thanks enough on behalf of the calls, for our veterans and first responders out there, and, everything that being on the water does for you. Y'all are a part of helping out these guys out there. I just want to say thanks, really, really thanks. But I got to hop off. Gentlemen, thanks very much for hosting everything tonight. And I will catch up with y'all later.
See you, Steve. Thanks for being here, brother.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So that pretty much covers all of the kind of the red tape stuff for Sean, Tommy. Unless there's any more questions, I'm going to kind of focus a little bit on the comments and see if there's anything that pops out that we didn't cover.
Let's talk about the award ceremony.
Keep looking at the court.
So we're going to be having that at Dale's Smokehouse. At start time will be at 1600, 4 p.m. for civilian time, military time, 1600. Dale, the address is on the email. I guess we updated, sent the message out. Fishing Chaos.
Yeah. Yeah. If you look up Dale's Smokehouse in Indian Head, it'll pop up on your GPS pretty quickly. So not hard to find at all. Awards are going to start at 4 p.m. So we can go kind of walk through that. So we said lines in at 6. We've got documented that sunrise tomorrow is at 6:29. Lines out at 2:30. So you've got 30 minutes. So at 3 p.m. is when we're going to cut off. We're not going to accept any more photos. So just understand that fishing ended at 2:30. So that photo of that fish will have a timestamp when you send it in, and it just can't be past 2:30. You can submit it to us past 2:30, but the photograph needs to be taken prior to 2:30 or right at 2:30. So there's always some confusion with that. But the submission cutoff for us, we're not going to look at any more entries after 3 p.m. So at 4 p.m., we'll all meet at the award ceremony. Those of you that feel you're in the running for something, which I think we should probably talk about that. Who's going to get what usually determines who comes to these award ceremonies. A lot of these virtual tournaments, you only see people that win stuff.
Everybody.
Or in the winning show up at these award ceremonies when they're live. We're asking all of you to come and hang out with us, have a bite to eat, have a drink, and clap your hands for those that did win something. So if you feel like you're in the running or you don't feel like you're in the running, we ask you to come. 4 o'clock, we're going to wait around and make sure we have everybody. We're not going to start without you. But 4 p.m. is when we're looking at gathering everybody at Dale's Smokehouse, right, Rashawn?
Yes, so everybody's a winner. So you all need to be there. That's about the best way I can put that for you. Everybody's a winner, so everybody needs to be there. Everybody's getting something.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
You can't beat that. So I'm gonna put this out there because you got to 11:59 to sign up tonight. There's a prize there's prizes even in the side pots. So if you even in the side pot, so you might get something. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but you're getting something.
Hey, and those of you listening, tell your friends
Friends.
about this. Tell your friends about us, because there's still time to sign up. The more the merrier. The more this is going to be it's for a great cause. So those of you who are listening tonight, there's plenty of time to still sign up. Go out there and sign up and get in on this. If you're fishing tomorrow, just come out to Mattawoman and fish with us. Join the tournament. See what you can do.
And if you have 2 kids that want to fish in a tournament at a kayak, please reach out to me ASAP, and I will get them in the tournament.
For free, right?
Yep. I will reassign 2 tickets to 2 kids.
That's awesome.
And
that is awesome.
You can thank Mr. Joe right there, because he's not fishing. He signed up. I already took care of 1 person already. So there's 2 other spots. There's another guy not fishing. He donated, but he wants somebody to fish. So we got 2 kids that want to fish that's in a kayak that want to fish the tournament. And if you don't have any kids, or somebody else wants to fish, I'd rather do kids first before I do adults. So something to think about.
Awesome. Yeah. Let's also last on the list, Rashawn, is prizes. So
yep.
Just kind of the default writing that we have in the description is, first place is going to receive some type of trophy, bragging rights, and probably some other sponsored awards. If you guys haven't been paying attention like we have, did we count how many sponsors are in this?
Jesus.
I don't think we put a number on it, but it's more than I've ever seen in the years I've been around.
Big thanks also to our sponsors for being so generous.
Big shout out to those guys. And by all means, those of you that are competing, help us spread that word with those guys. If you look at the banners and the different sponsored logos, throw them a bone. Let them know that we appreciate what they've done and given to get us to come together like this. It's great. But yeah, first place is going to get a nice big trophy, I believe, right, Rashawn?
Yeah, you get actually not even it's a trophy, but it's a catch board. It's a board. So anytime you fish a tournament, you have a board that says I won Battle of the Frogs tournament. So it's going to show you when you measure your fish that you won a tournament. And
yeah, right there on the inside of the fence too, right? So it's always in the photo.
Yep, it's always in the photo.
Yeah. Battle of the Frogs champion. That's awesome.
Yeah. Got some rods to give out. We got some rods, lures, 2 other bump boards, battery, whole bunch of stuff.
Oh, so that was my little key off about the bump boards when we were talking about bump boards in the description. So we'll go ahead and talk about that real quick again. If you are a highest placed participant in the main event using a catch board, you are going to get a Nocqua 10 amp battery, right, for Sean?
Yeah, 10 amp battery.
As a side prize for using a catch board and placing highest. So if first place wins on a catch board, then they're going to get the prize. But if first place caught all their fish and measured on some other type of trough board, and second place was using a catch, then second place is getting that almost said amped up battery, that Nocqua battery, and then so on and so forth down the chain until we get to the first highest placed participant using a catch board.
Yep. And then we got rod covers, some more frogs. We got scent for bass and snakehead. Man. Now, I'm gonna tell you this: if you guys get more people to sign up, and it's a good showing, I had some sponsors saying they might donate a kayak for next year. So that's something to think about. So
Mediocre Outdoors. So when you registered for the main event, there was an option for you to buy into the snakehead pot. So if you didn't see that, I think you can go back into the app and still pay for that. Tommy, for sure? I'm pretty sure they can.
Yeah, I think you can go back in.
Yeah, there'll
And,
be
register
there'll be
for that.
Yeah, there'll be separate tickets. You'll see when you pull up, you want to register again. It'll have you already paid for your main event, and it'll ask you if you want to click on the snakehead side pot or the big bass side pot. So you can pick whichever one you want to do, and then it'll give you another ticket as an entry. That's for Mediocre Outdoors. Thanks for registering too.
All right. So somebody said for next year, I'm coming up from Florida next year. Sean, I'm trying to come down here to fish with you. So, I'm trying to get Tommy to come with me.
Yep, let's go.
He's on the west coast of Florida.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, I know, right?
So I've got one question in here about the Calcuttas and the catchboard rule to win the Naqua battery. So that is for the main event. That's not for the Calcuttas. Hope that answers your question. Yeah.
The Calcuttas have hidden
You get
stuff.
some other stuff.
You got hidden stuff in there that I'm not going to release. So you'll just see what happens. It's a mystery.
Wrapped in an enigma.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, we're at 30 minutes. I don't think we need to talk too much more.
I don't need to talk about nothing else. Just if you got to what 11:59 to sign up. If you haven't signed up already, this tournament it's not going to be great without you. We just put it together. It's nothing. This is just something fun and to do and stuff like that, and that's it. The success of this tournament is from the anglers that sign up.
Yeah, well said. Well said.
So
yeah, thanks everybody for putting this, putting the effort in and meeting up with us tonight, and for all the teammates that have put the effort into putting this thing together. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good time.
So
I can't wait to see everybody in the morning.
Yep. Until then.